I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network, and this is a breaking news alert. The Department of Justice filed its reply in connection with its motion for partial stay of Judge Aileen Cannon's order, which granted the appointment of a special master and an injunction. Remember, Judge Aileen Cannon's horrible September 5th order, which said a special master would be approved to review all of the records the Department of Justice obtained in connection with the valid and lawful search warrant that was executed on Mar-A-Lago on August 8th. But Judge Aileen Cannon even went further and said that the Department of Justice, which is engaging in the criminal investigation of Donald Trump for the Espionage Act, obstruction and concealment, she said that the Department of Justice would be enjoined or stopped from engaging in their criminal investigation of Donald Trump that utilizes the records that they obtained in connection with the search warrant. So they can continue to do their investigation. They just can't utilize the records that they obtained in the search warrant on Mar-A-Lago, which the Department of Justice said, well, then you're really tying our hands in the investigation that we can do, and you're putting our national security at risk. We've talked about ad nauseum the background of Judge Aileen Cannon. She was a Trump appointee. In 2020, she was 38 years old, member of the Federalist Society, and seems to just want to do whatever Trump says. But the Department of Justice ingeniously responded to Judge Aileen Cannon's order appointing the special master and granting that temporary injunction of stopping the government from reviewing those records until the special master completes its work. And they said, look, Judge, you're totally wrong. We're going to appeal to the 11th Circuit, and we're pretty confident you'll be overturned, but the appeal is going to take some time. So pending the appeal, what we're going to file is what's called a motion for partial stay, and we're saying do not enforce your order, Judge Cannon, as it relates to the 100 classified documents and records that we obtained in the August 8th search of Mar-A-Lago, because there can't be any claim, unless Donald Trump wants to claim it, that those 100 classified documents belong to him. As the government would say, we own all the other government records, number one. Number two, we are allowed to get all the other records that we got with our search warrant, because if personal property and government records are intermingled, that's search warrant 101. We're able to get that. But Judge, fine. You want to have a special master waste their time looking through those records, fine. But our national security interest and our criminal investigation could be placed in peril if you don't allow us to have access to our own documents. These are executive branch documents, top secret, sensitive, compartmented information. And they said, Judge, we just want access right now to those 100 classified records. Don't put your injunction to those records, and no special master is needed for those records. That's what their motion for partial stay is. Donald Trump responded to that motion, and he had to either say, right, I own those records, or those records are mine, or those records, are personal records, or one of those things. And what Donald Trump responded in his opposition to the motion for partial stay was really a preposterous. It was silly if it wasn't so dangerous. And his statement was, those records, they may be personal. Like, I may have declared top secret, sensitive, compartmented information personal. He didn't go and say they are personal. He goes, but they may be. Let the special master decide, huh? Let some independent third party retired judge or retired lawyer basically have this roving authority to do what? To do what the executive branch is vested with under our Constitution. What is the role of the special master here? It makes no sense. And one of the things that Donald Trump also said with regards to those 100 classified records, he goes, they may not be classified. They may, in fact, be declassified. I don't know. Let's just let the special master determine it. And as I pointed out in a previous video I did, that was one of the biggest vulnerabilities in Donald Trump's argument, is that he have to claim ownership over these records, or claim something. Is he going to actually claim executive privilege over these records? Is he going to claim their personal property? Is he going to claim he declassified them? Is he going to claim executive privilege over them? What is his claim over those 100 classified records? And because he's a liar, his lawyers know he's a liar, they wouldn't commit to what even that was with respect to those 100 classified documents. So boom, here comes the Department of Justice in their reply, and they point that out. They go, in his motion, Judge, he's not claiming he owns those records. He's not claiming that he declassified those records, which, by the way, wouldn't even matter because regardless, those documents under the Presidential Records Act belong to the government, the current executive branch. Not only that, but this isn't just like a procedural Presidential Records Act itemization anymore, which if the president wanted to, once a president leaves office, if they wanted to give an itemization and say, these things are personal, these things are presidential, let the National Archives sort that through with you. That's not even what this is, Judge. What this is a criminal investigation because he stole classified records. He stole government records and he obstructed. He stole top secret, sensitive, compartmented information, Judge. That's what this is about. And Donald Trump's arguments are completely spurious. And they go, even if Donald Trump claims he declassified these records, we as the Department of Justice would have a compelling interest in getting these records because one, they still belong to the government regardless of the classification status. And number two, we as the Department of Justice, because these are top secret, sensitive, compartmented documents, if he did indeed declassify like these top secret documents, we need to conduct a security assessment of what is taking place as a result of him doing something so absolutely reckless. Then they also make this brilliant argument. They go, if Donald Trump is claiming that these records are personal records, if he's somehow claiming that these top secret, sensitive, compartmented documents that are actually his personal records, not even presidential records, they said there's no way Donald Trump could possibly make a claim for executive privilege because an executive privilege claim has to be in furtherance of official acts of your office. And not only that, would they go, well, then you can't have executive privilege because you're not the current executive. Only Biden has executive privilege. But if he's claiming it as a personal record now, and if that's the preposterous claim he's making, well, then it clearly can't have an executive privilege. So the Department of Justice just very surgically dismantled, Donald Trump's attempt to wiggle out of claiming, I may have these documents, they may be classified, they may be personal, I may have declared executive privilege. The Department of Justice reply just narrowed down the issue and said, Judge, he didn't say one way or another what these documents are. He needs to put forward some sort of evidence, some sort of affidavit, anything, and he failed to do that. And just to simply say to you, they may be declassified, that is not sufficient here. And they also just pointed out that the judge's analysis has been just completely wrong about executive privilege. The judge cites this Nixon case, but they go, you're not understanding the Nixon case. The Nixon case, first off, says that a past and former president can't really assert executive privilege. But this is not even one of the maybe narrow cases where there's an issue of interbranch, like executive branch and legislative branch disputes. This is an issue involving the current executive branch. We own these documents. We're the classifying authorities as the executive branch. Donald Trump is not the president. He's not the executive branch. Judge, you are telling us right now that we can't look at our own documents that we classified and that we're the classifying authority of. And you're saying that what? Someone who's a past president has the ability to obstruct us from doing our lawful and valid investigation. And they really hammer hard on this irreparable harm element about why the motion for partial stay should be granted. And they said, Judge, if we're not able to have access to this, they say, one, you already have caused irreparable harm to the public and our national security. They literally say that. They call the judge out and say, you have caused irreparable harm, and we will continue to have irreparable harm if we can't access these documents. We need these documents to determine if there are any other top secret, sensitive, compartmented documents and classified records that were stolen. We need to pursue our investigation. Like, there are people's lives on the line right here, and we have a criminal investigation to do. And for you to obstruct our criminal investigation, Judge, is just absurd and unheard of. So a very strong and powerful reply by the Department of Justice here in furtherance of their motion for partial stay. We'll see what the judge ultimately does, but they really narrowed the focus. And so if the judge is going to rule against the motion for partial stay. She's just going to have to claim that somehow these 100 classified records, just based on Donald Trump saying they may be mine, they may not be mine, they may be personal. Really, they may be personal records? You stole top secret sensitive records. That the judge is saying she agrees with that argument. And if she does, it will be probably one of the most humiliating judicial decisions, ever. I mean, even trumping her pun intended, her previous horrible order granting the special master. But the government's ready to go. They will be filing, they said, their motion for partial stay and appeal with the Court of Appeals if they don't hear back from Judge Aileen Cannon before September 15th. So let's just see what happens before September 15th. But based on the argument that the government made here, and you would think that based on the argument they made before, there's absolutely no way that Judge Aileen Cannon, or frankly any judge, it's the most amateurish, it wouldn't even be a judge, like a first-year law student who takes criminal law 101 would be like, yeah, if a government obtains these documents as part of its search warrant and has a probable cause declaration, and a judge, a magistrate finds probable cause, a criminal defendant should be able to basically say that they'll be irreparably harmed and their reputation will be harmed if they don't have a special master get in the way of the Department of Justice investigation. Like, it literally is a silly argument that we're even having this argument. But here we are. We'll see what happens on September 15th. I expect Judge Aileen Cannon to issue an order before September 15th. That's when the government gave her a deadline. That's just the level of respect that the government has for this judge at this point, like a total laughingstock. They gave her a deadline. If you don't respond to us by the 15th, we're going to the 11th Circuit. So we will see what happens, and we will keep you posted on these developments. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Oh yeah, hit the subscribe button. Hit subscribe right now. Join the Meidas Mighty movement. Oh, and you could join us on our new Patreon website as well. patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Patreon.com/MeidasTouch.
MeidasTouch is unapologetically pro-democracy. And look, we know you are too. So please make sure you check out our best-selling shirt and our best-selling gear, the unapologetically pro-democracy gear. And hey, while you're at it, make sure you check out my favorite shirt and one of our most famous designs. It wasn't rigged, you're just a loser. At store.MeidasTouch.com. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.